Hello, everybody. We are live. Good evening, everyone. I went to the dentist today. I'm having continuous problems with my teeth, as always. So we had a I had a what's it called? Consultation today, because I've been having problems back here, and then I started, once this was half fixed, I started having problems up here. And I just hate it, man. I get so anxious. I get so afraid. I'm absolutely petrified of going. It's horrid. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Mr. Lovely Pants says, it's a lovely evening in Cheltenham. It is quite a lovely evening in Cheltenham. Are you in Cheltenham? Are we neighbours? Hi, beard guy. I am assembling Lord Croak. I did that once. I need to get on with painting him. I was going to try and do it this week, but what with Warhammer Fest coming up on Friday, I just simply did not have the time to do it. I've been trying to get everything ready. So what we're going to be doing tonight, got a few things to get ready. You're in the Pinewood Drive. Oh my. Squeaker75, you're in Cheltenham as well. Oh my goodness me. I'm going to look you up now. It's a huge Cheltenham contingent here. Fox 1, I am going to Warhammer Fest. I will be there for the duration, from Friday to Tuesday. We're only 7 minutes away from each other if you're on Pinewood. Oh my goodness, Carl of Hodgie, thank you so much for the 10 gifted members. That's very, very kind of you. That's very, very kind of you. You want a photo of me at Warhammer Fest? Bath Road Coffee. Yeah, I live. So I live. I live on Warden Hill. Shall we all meet and head to the pub? Yes, Ross. I'm up for that. I'll take plenty of selfies. Good evening, Laura. Hello, Chewy. Guys, click like. That would be very kind. If you could like the stream, it lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. Currently painting Vandus Hammerhand. Oh, I want to paint Vandus Hammerhand again. I painted a Vandus Hammerhand a long time ago for my Anvils of the Heldenhammer, and I want to do a gold one. Hello, Josh. Hello, Rez. I see you baiting people saying we're all Northerners. We are not. On a separate note, why did the hair go? The hair, I cut the hair because it was time. I'd been growing it for the entire of the pandemic. It was 2 years. So I decided to have a little trim. Try and make myself look sexy for all of you. I need to do a big beard overhaul for Fest. So I make sure that I'm looking my best when I'm at Fest. Not too much. I'll probably just take that much off it. Oh, Captain Mannerings, I hope you have an okay time at the dentist. To be fair, right, mine wasn't too bad. What I did have, and this is for people who really don't like the dentist, I had a loose filling back here, and I didn't know it. So I was eating something the other day, and I was chewing, and I felt something go, and I was like, oh, I don't know what that was. Anyway, I went into the dentist today because I thought they were going to be finishing off the work that needs to be done on my molar back here. And she went, oh yeah, you've got a loose filling. Hang on one sec. And she just got the little curved thing out and she just pulled it out. And it made me feel weak at the base of the spine. Any tips on growing a beard? Every beard goes through a couple of stages, right? There's the sexy shadow stage. You know, the kind of, you got your bits of it's going to grow quickly along the chin, and you got that kind of stubbly effect that's going on around it. That's the kind of what I call the sexy shadow stage, right? That's a perfectly fine point to be in, but what you have to do is maintain that by getting a decent razor with a good guard on it. So you keep the sexy shadow stage, right? Then beyond that, every beard goes through a patchy phase, and if you want to go beyond the sexy shadow phase, you have to stick with it and just push through, because otherwise you'll get fed up with it and it'll get itchy. But then after, I think like two months, usually for mine, it starts growing out nice and full all over. So I have patches in my beard on this side, because you can see how it grows in a swirl around here, whereas it grows in a nice angle on this side. So I get this weird thing going on here, and then it's not as strong on my cheek here. So if I was to shave the whole thing off, you'll see it a little bit patchy on this side and a weird swirly thing going on here, but beyond that it's fine. I will mostly be stalking YouTube, Instagram and other creators. You don't have to stalk me, you can walk right up to me if you want to. You can say, hey, and I'll give you a high five. I've got 2 Dark Angels combat patrols and about 80 guardsmen to paint at some point. But before Warhammer Fest. Beards are work. They are work. Rez has a lovely beard. When he shaves it off, he looks like the boy he is. But Rez has a lovely beard. Has Liam tried to sell you beard grooming products yet? No, he hasn't. I have a very simple, which I haven't had for ages, but I have a very simple thing. I just use Kalamazoo from Lush. It's lovely stuff, and I just, in the shower, just pop it in. Leave it to hold on to for a little bit, and then wash it right out. That's all I do. What are you most anticipating for the Warhammer Fest reveals? Well, we know that 10th edition is coming, so we're going to see the whole of that core box. So I'm anticipating seeing anywhere in the region between 9 new Space Marine kits and 9 Tyranid kits, so 18 new sets of models. So it's going to be a big one, but I'm anticipating that we're going to see at least a model. A brand new model, or we'll find out a little bit more about what's going to be in, maybe even a date for Old World. Hey, Holy Diver. Any more collabs with TTT? Yes, there will be some more, and I'm going to accost Lawrence this weekend, and we'll get something in the diary. I did say Kalamazoo. Yes, Chad. It's my favourite. It's got a lovely smell. Makes my beard feel soft. Someone just spoke in my ear. Okay. We've got lyrics, and I don't want lyrics. Let's just skip. I'm expecting a cinematic trailer for the Bretonians and Tomb Kings. That would be nice. Any plans on collabs with Tabletop Titans? I've never met them. But if they want to talk to me, I will absolutely talk to them. I'm always of this. I'm always of the view that it's not up to me to, unless I've got like a specific idea of something to do. Then I will message people outright and say, "Hey, would you like to do something?" But most of the time, I'm like, "Hey, you know, I make myself available for stuff, and then if people want me, I'll be there. But if not, then who knows?" Mr. Lovely Pants. Anyways, I'm off. Good to see you, Josh. Yeah, let me know if you ever want to go for a Bath Road catch up. Same for anybody who's in Cheltenham. I'm not far from there. I think I'm a 15-minute walk on Warden Hill. You made good videos with new Seraphons. Probably will buy the new set looking for Raptidon Hunters tutorial. Well, good news for you, Raf, because it's coming tomorrow. Raptidon Hunters. And I'll do the charges as well when I have some time. Big Bad Peter Gaming. Are you going to Great Hall Gathering? I don't have plans to, but that could change. I'll have to see more about my time. But thank you very much for the 2, Big Bad Peter Gaming. You make good stopping by to say hi, and thank you for showing contrast paints and not trash, and those who say that don't use them right. Exactly, Jesse, you are 100% correct. Is Ilariel finished, hipster? No, not quite. In that she hasn't been touched, but she will. I promise. I need time. Time! Do you think they will present the rules on their website before Warhammer Fest, or just wing it on the day? No. The rules will be shown off at Warhammer Fest. I don't think you won't see the 10th edition rules appear on the internet before Fest, unless someone leaks them. But yes, so tonight I'm going to be magnetizing some bases. So you'll get to see the list that I'm taking for the doubles. You're probably already aware of it. I think I've already talked about it. We are actually heading up North Res for the first time in your life. I'll magnetize your base. Have you thought about repainting your Star Drake? No, Gretchen. What I have thought about doing is selling my Star Drake and buying a new one. I have an Anvils of the Heldenhammer army, an enormous one that I painted before I got good. No, I've got a really big Anvils of the Heldenhammer army. It's about 4,000 points, and I need to sell it. I need to get rid of it so that I can replace it with new stuff and make a bunch of new videos, and also replace most of my Stormcast. Because I've got quite a nice little Stormcast army here. These are my Hammers of Sigmar. And I've got my Celestial Vindicators down here. You can't see them. But I need to get rid of the Anvils, and then I can pick up a new Star Drake and Celestant Prime. That's the main things. So let me just... Ooh. So here's my list. Not Angron. Angron's going into Golden Demon. I believe I was asked if I'm going to be doing a Golden Demon, and I am. So here's one of them. Angron. He's going into Golden Demon, so he needs some magnets on his base. As does, for my list, we have Scarbrand. He's coming along. He's going to be playing in the double. And we have Big Bad Be'lakor. He's coming along. He's in my list. And then in my actual playing list, what we also have is this Beast of Nurgle, which I did the video for very recently. And we have a unit of 3 Slanesh Fiends. There they are. And we have another unit of 3 Slanesh Fiends. There they are. So, Rez, if you're going to say that I'm bringing sweaty stuff, I'm leaving my Rogel Dawn at home. Chewy, thank you so much for the 5 gifted membership. That's very, very kind of you. If you received a gifted membership, make sure to thank Chewy. Needs more Zinch. I don't have space for Zinch. It's basically a case of, do I take outright combat disgustingness, which is what I'm going for, because I really want to take Bellicor and Scarbrand together. And then once I've done that, I've already used 420 plus 350, 770 points or something like that. So unfortunately, I don't have the space for a thing. I mean, I could have used Flamers of Zinch. Not Flamers, Screamers. I didn't want to take any Flamers. But are these 3 the same? 1. Yes, they are. And as always, if you do have a like to donate to the stream, I would be very appreciative. I need to sort these fiends out. Hello, Oscar. I love the Screamers too. And I need to get like 18 more. Because I want 27 for my Zinch demons, but now you can only take them in units of 6, which is annoying. So that's 1, 2, and 3. That's correct. So I just need to swap out this unlikely chap with one of the right-hand facing ones. That one? Yes. Is this City Arsenal? Are they playing tonight? They need to avoid the jams. Oh dear. Oh dear. Arsenal, you really like to do it the hard way. Alright, so I need to go Kakamo. When Lizard Raptor Rider video? It's out tomorrow. DFQ? Sorry, I'm not mocking you. I just feel like I have to do a question mark, exclamation mark shout. Man, I'm really excited for Warhammer Fest. And I also want to take a moment and just say thank you to everybody who was on the stream last week. You guys made me feel all giddy and happy. It was a truly insane amount of generosity that we had. There we go. Right, so now if I do this... Hey! So I need my big magnets. Those bad boys. So as mentioned, we're going for... We can throw stuff at you this week if you want. Yeah. Oh, I mean, you can throw stuff at me whenever you want. Oh, Ulzek, I'm very glad. I'm happy to help. Right, so probably gonna need at least one on here. Oh, actually, that's the point. I need to get the rest of my golden demons, don't I? So we need... this bad boy. Here he is. So there's my Middle-earth submission. Eomer, Marshal of the Riddermark. And we need... where is he? Ah, there he is. Eternus, Blade of the First Prince. There's my other golden demon. Liam. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. That's very kind of you. You were super generous last week. You don't have to keep doing it. That's very, very kind of you. Stop showing off. I'm not showing off. Well, I am a little bit. I also need to get some magnets on the main event. So this guy. No, Vicious Goose, I don't hate your mum. I get really scared of going to the dentist. It terrifies me. Will you paint all other Seraphon models? I will. I will. When I get them, I will do them. Still can't believe you painted that to glue together. I did. I did. Because I'm an evil, evil man. And I need one more. The commander himself. The man, the myth, the legend. There we go. Vicious Goose, good man. I'm glad you've got a great Archaon. I'm happy to help. Will you do a video from Warhammer Fest or a stream or some kind of vlog? So yeah, so that's what I want to talk to you guys as well about. Is that, so I'm going to be doing, there's not going to be a video as there normally would be on Saturday night. But what there will be is there'll be a video Sunday morning about everything that I've got up to on the previous day. Then there will be one on Monday morning about everything I got up to on the previous day. And then Tuesday, I'm going to try and get another one out. And then I'm going to try and get more out across the week. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff. Toss that middle model right in the bin where it belongs. What, my beloved commander? So we are probably going to need just the one magnet. So it should only need one, right? Do any of your tutorial vids deal with painting computer screens with contrast paints? Yes. A couple of the biker ones I did it on. Stupid sexy Dante. So all of this needs magnets. The thing is do I do milliput instead? Is that a better idea? Where is my milliput? is my mini puck? Ah, there it is. Listen. I'm sure the Iron Hands will get something. Are there any Seraphon videos coming in the future except for the Raptidon Hunter / Chargers? Yeah, Paddy, so if I am 100% on board, so when the Scar Veteran comes out and the Slan or Skink something or other, when that comes out, I am 100% going to be doing them. It's got a funny colour, but that's alright. It's better to have the magnets touch the ground. Yeah, it's kind of a thought, Nick. I went today. I was at the dentist this morning, and I hate it. I've got to go back twice more. So I've got to go back on the I've got to go back on the Monday the 15th, and I've got to go back on the 8th of June, where I'm going to have some hideous... There's a lot of chaos, isn't it? So do you want to... I'm going to tell you a secret about me. It's not really a secret, but I'm going to tell you something that happens to me. When I suffer really sharp pain, and I don't expect to suffer really sharp pain, I pass out. It's my body's defense mechanism. So I just go over. And I black out. Very briefly, only for a few seconds. But I pass out. And... I'm terrified of it happening. So examples of where it's happened. One time at the dentist, I had an abscess up here, so in front of my thing. And if Chris is around, he'll tell you that I look like, you know, I was growing another Josh out of my face. And when that happened, the dentist had to lance it. Just had to. So had to drain it. So used a scalpel and just went for that, and all the stuff leaked out of my face. And I got up, went downstairs, passed out, and I went over like a domino. My head hit the floor, and I had to go to hospital to be treated for a concussion, which sucked. And then another time that happened, I broke my ankle. And it wasn't the breaking of the ankle, but what happened when I was playing football, and my teammates said, "Come on, we'll get you up." And I said, "Okay, cool." And they got me up, and I said, "Can you put any weight on it?" So I tried. I put my foot down and went to take a step. Next thing I know, I woke up on the floor, and everyone was freaking out. Another instance of when it happened, I was reaching to get something from a desk, and my shoulder went and it hurt like buggery. When that happened, I passed out. So I hit the deck straight under where I was. And the last instance that I can remember was when I was in. It was the first time it ever happened. I was in the shower, and I went down to I bent down to pick up my shower gel, and I stood back up and I pinched the nerve in my back at the very base of it, and I collapsed. And it was an almighty crash, and my housemates all came running to find me, but of course I'd locked the door. So I opened the door. I came to and went and I opened the door and I said, everything's fine. And then I passed out again. I don't have the old Saurus Warriors, unfortunately, but I'll try and get some so I can put one next to it. I'll do a comparison if that's something that you would like. Okay. We have our Milliput. All good to go. So, now just comes the fun of breaking bits off and then putting magnets. Hello, Fancy Michael. Fancy Michaeling meeting you here. This is way too much. Carnosaur, Basti, Stegodon, and Saurus Guard. I would... Do you know what? I would like to do a Carnosaurus. Carnosaurus? Carnosaur. That would be nice. Bastillodon I could probably do as well. One down. Well, we don't know that for sure yet. About the Bretonnians and stuff. I know they've said that there are some old kits that are returning, and you know that's cool. We don't know exactly which ones. I didn't think they told us yet. Interesting evolutionary tactic. Right? It's my body choosing flight at all costs. Yep, it's the same polarization. Okay, let's do Eternus, Blade of the First Prince. So we're just... I did see that, and I think they said that they painted the old ones just for the sake of having some photos. Because there are some, they say that there's some new and returning kits. There we go. Can you tease a Raptidon in the camera? I can, Paddy. Give me a second. I'll go and find one because I need to grab a tray. Give me 1 second. I have returned with both the things that I said. So here is one of the Raptidons. Here's the one with the icon. And here is the one with the musician, with the instrument. And there's the leader. And the fifth one I need to paint, because I haven't done it yet. This video will be available for your perusal tomorrow, my friends. At 7:30 PM, before we go hard into there we go. I will be putting these on the actual non-cork side when we go, but for now, we don't need to do that just yet. So yeah, we'll find. I'm sure we're going to find out a lot of information. We won't find out everything, but I'm sure we're going to find out a fair bit of information across the board. No, you'll see it when I show Be'lakor. Be'lakor I did with super glue and an activator, and the magnets just eventually popped off. Actually, this would be a good moment to plan for Archaon, because he occupies so much space. So yeah, we'll be able to get more than one thing on a tray with him. When the models for the game does come out, which faction do you want to paint first? Bretonnia, Empire, Tomb Kings. Whatever's in the core box I will do, because I'm so here for it. Can I see a bleaker real quick? What do you mean a bleaker, Nurgle nerd? A bleaker outlook on life? Oh, Be'lakor. There he is. My award-winning Be'lakor. I need to give him a dust. Where's my dusting brush? So yeah, so when I last magnetized him, you see, I just used super glue and they just popped off. In fact, I'll do him now. Why not? We're gonna need 2 magnets for Mr. Core. Schlingil, you are epic. Love your tutorials. Greets from Germany. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Hello from the UK. Any tutorials for Sauron? Do you know, I might actually have a Sauron model somewhere. I could maybe dig him out. I'm guessing you have a tutorial for that, Bellicor. Certainly do. There's tutorials for everything on the table that you see before you. Everything has been filmed. Because what I want to do is win a pin at Golden Demon. And if I do that, you guys then know that if you follow my tutorials, you too could win a pin. And for me, it kind of legitimizes my channel a little bit. Jack, yeah, I can. If you shoot me a message on Instagram, Mr. Lovely Pants. That's where I'll probably pick it up. Oh yeah, I was going to do AMF. Dan Derp, I will be there. Are you ready for Fest? This is me getting ready. You don't have Instagram. Boo. Shoot me an email. therealwarhipster@gmail.com. Let's do AMR. Come on. Greetings from Oregon. Love your tutorials, but I always wonder why you're using those expensive GW brushes for contrast paint. Doesn't it ruin them pretty fast? That's not my experience. And I use the GW brushes because those are the brushes that most people have. So the idea is that if you're brand new to Warhammer, you can pick up one of my videos and you're probably going to have it, or you're used to that ecosystem. And I replace my Citadel brushes probably once every 6 months. But I paint for 16 hours a day, every day. So I think for most people who would paint maybe 2 or 3 hours a day, they should last you a whole year. Just swap some things charging. Charging some batteries for Warhammer Fest. Because I'm going to have all the cameras. So are you commission painting as well? I do. I'm trying to cut down on it. So I'm going to clear all the ones that I have. So that I can make some time to do some other stuff. 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, Who's left? Angron. Mr. Angry Ron. Let me just move this out of the way. I'm going to take a brush with me to dust everything as I go, I think. Follow the cipher. I will check it out. Way 69 likes. Ah. Which brand are your chair? Mine's a chair from IKEA. But I need to get a new chair. You should get a neon light for when you do these streams. Fits with the music. Yeah? Yeah, so generally a good work day for me will be I will get up at 10, 11 and I'll do some like admin and play some mobile games and chill out for a little bit before I get started up until about 1 o'clock, and then from 1 till 7, which is when Alice will come home from work or when we'll cook dinner or something, I will paint. So that's just 6 hours. And then from about 9 o'clock onwards, sometimes like 8:30, I'll paint and film until about 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes a bit later, depending on how up against it I am. So that would be what? 4, 8, yeah. So yeah, 14 to 16 hours. Will be how much I'll do in a day. There we go. Angry Ron is done. Well, it's the best time to film, right? Because it's when the world is quiet. Because there's no one. Because the street that I live on is very, very quiet at that time. So it's generally quite nice to film, especially between the hours of like 11 and 4 in the morning. I mean, when I have particularly bad days, I think the longest I've spent at the desk, not including the 24-hour stream that I did, which I need to do another one of those, actually. You putting magnets under? Yeah, I am. Athranzilla, that's some serious work ethic. Should be proud of yourself. That's very kind of you. Well, see, this is the thing: it's important to me that, like, if Games Workshop sends me something and I can do it, I will do it. There's occasionally some things that they send that I just don't get finished in time. But I have committed for a long time to have at least 2 videos a week, Thursdays and Saturdays. So for me, it's important. And then similarly, like when you get like a new unit, like the Saurus Warriors, there's 10 models in that unit, and whilst the generic Saurus Warrior is what it is, there's the banner and there's the drum and there's the leader, and then there's your generic guy as well. So that, I mean, that could be 4 videos, but it doesn't need to be, right? It could just be 1 video, because I'd rather like it be a one-stop shop for everything. There we go. Have you ever wanted to make terrain with contrast? Yeah. I've done some terrain stuff with contrast paint. Oh, you mean build my own? Yes, I would love to. But time is a factor. No, there's no obligation from Games Workshop to do anything on time for anything. There's no like, you must do this by this time type thing. What you have is you have a disclosure date, and I like to get stuff ready for the disclosure date. We were talking last time about maybe I do promo on the disclosure date and then actually release it on the day that the model is released. So that like the video. So for example, let's say I don't know, a new Space Marine comes out on a particular. It goes on pre-order on a day, and the disclosure date lifts at the same time. That what I would do is, rather than release the painting video then, is release the painting video the Saturday after, so that it comes out at a point when it's useful. The only slight worry with that one is if you do that, you run out of you're not getting the initial rush, right? You're not getting the day one. I was the first one to get the video out, which is sometimes I guess it would be harmful for some videos, but like you guys showed me this week, like I was saying earlier about the stream last week was amazing. This week, the Saurus Warriors video that you guys have all, I hope everybody has watched and enjoyed. That video is the most successful video of all time on the channel in the first 24 hours. It's had 11,000. I mean, it's been 48 hours now, but it's the first video I've had. Excuse me, painting video I've had, which has done 10,000 views in 24 hours, and I was blown away yesterday by that. Oh, Captain Mannering's £5 for the Fest Fund. Thank you very much. That will buy me a beer. Hi Josh, how's things, and how is everyone else? I'm very well. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? First video of yours I watched was a Lumineth Orlan Warden when I first started first ever painting Warhammer like 6 months ago. I love the Lumineth. I've got a whole pile of them left to do, and I need to carve out a month to do them. Or at least a fortnight. Because I've got some AdMech I need to do next week. Some Electro Priests and some Cataphron Breaches. So AdMech fans, if you've been waiting for those videos, they'll be on the way. So we're going to go for slightly smaller magnets here. Let's go with these ones. And we'll do a couple of these. I need to save some big ones. I'm painting the Cow Mountain now. Ah, yes, the Alarith. Avalanor, the Stoneheart King. Such a great name. What's your email again? TheRealWarHipster@gmail.com. How long are you streaming for tonight? Probably go for another half hour at least. I've just got to get magnets on all of these boys. That'll do, won't it? We don't need to put these ones on the tray because we've cleared some space for ourselves now. There's my stack. There they are. I am longing for the day that Tyrion returns. And I will do the High Elves as well. I am at Warhammer Fest all 3 days. So I'm going to be taking part in the Hobby Challenge on the Saturday. And I've got Golden Demon as well. And I'm playing in the doubles on the Monday. I'll be at the pub quiz on the Saturday night. So I'll be the one walking around with a couple of cameras and a childlike sense of wonderment. Imagine if they make Lumineth Warband with 4 Temple Mages, like the last Stormcast themed mages, Mountain, River, Wind and Zenith. That would be nice. Followed your Giliath video for Cave Troll, Gothmog and Orcs, which was really helpful, hence why I asked earlier about Sauron. I see! Dual wielding cameras, yeah. I'll be diving around like Max Payne. Ultimate coverage of Warhammer Fest. So yeah, no. So like I said, I'm at the Hobby Challenge on the Saturday. I'm hoping to catch the. You got Hobby Challenge tickets too. Awesome. Were you doing videos of painting the new 10th models? Absolutely, I will, Baron. You absolutely have my word on that. I'm really excited to be part of early edition coverage, as it were. So I will. I was thinking about doing another poll. So I did it last time when Indomitus came out. I said, you know, what do you guys want to see? Like, do you want one video that shows the whole set, or videos for every individual thing? And everyone responded to that saying we want videos for every individual thing. And I was like, okay, cool. Then that is what you shall have. And I suspect the answer would be the same thing again. And Rohan will answer. Dun 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 dun. I've just realised I could start referring to you lot, my fans, as the Warhammer. I don't know why it's taking me so long to think about that. Or the Warhips, the Hipsterim. Do you use spray on your models to stop paint rubbing off? No, but I probably should. Any other way to paint bones if I don't want to use skeleton horde? It looks yellow. I prefer white. Yes, Soulblight Grey is your best bet. Good evening, Mr. Harkness. If you want a cool video on painting bones and lots of different colours of bones, if you check out my Catacross, Mortark of the Necropolis video, there are so many different bones in that. That if you watch that one, you'll have a bunch of recipes. Okay, 2 more fiends. This, my friends, is a pint. You like Lord of the Rings, right? I love Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is realistically the thing that kind of started it all. I read it when I was 8. I was 8 years old when I first read Fellowship. Because I read The Hobbit when I was quite young. Because my primary school teacher wanted me to be challenged with my reading. So, gave me a copy of The Hobbit to read, and I loved it. And I consumed it very quickly. And I was like, I want more. So it just so happens that there is more, Mr. Hill. So, I picked up a copy. I was gifted a copy of The Fellowship. And when I was very, very young, when The Fellowship of the Ring came out at the cinema, it's quite a fun story, this one. Let me take you back through a journey. We went to the cinema. My dad, my older brother, and me. We all went to the cinema to see The Fellowship of the Ring. And we went opening night. Sort of 6-7 o'clock in the evening, something like that. But we went for the opening day, and the theatre was sold out. But they did have 3 spaces, and the 3 spaces were apart from each other. So, you know, like one seat was down on like row 5, another seat was back at like row 10, and another seat was back at like row 11, 12, something like that. So, you know, we thought about not doing it, but I was adamant that I wanted to see the film. So, you know, we decided that we were going to watch it anyway. So we file into the theatre and we sit down, and I get comfortable in my seat, 11 years old, on my own, absolutely fearless, and my brother and my dad's chairs were not far away from each other. They were separated by like 1 or 2 rows. Anyways, the film started and nobody had come to sit next to my dad, so he actually had two seats next to him. So you know, he was able to grab my older brother, and he came and sat next to my dad. And they tried to come and get me, and they told me at the time that both of them crept down the aisle and sort of said my name and gestured, and my eyes did not leave the screen once. I was so transfixed by it, and I've not had a cinema experience like that since Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. I think that's really where my love of the cinema started, all those years ago. But I was just this boy watching what had just been my favourite book come to life in front of me. Because the Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson's version of the Lord of the Rings, this is the thing. I think a lot of people don't like book to film versions of things because it's not really the things that they leave out. It's that it doesn't look like how you imagined it in your head. And I was watching this film come to life for me for the first time, and it was exactly as I had pictured it. And I was lost. There was no hope for me. I don't like Harry Potter as much, no, Abdul. I think the films are pretty bad. I liked the books as a kid, but I think the films are pretty shocking. I've watched them once, and that's it. That's all I ever needed. Well, and that's the thing, isn't it, Chad? So, like, Lord of the Rings, the films are so good because they make what is already an incredible body of work they make it flow better. Like, you think of the battles as they're written in the way Tolkien says it. It's a description of troop movements and how many were slain. So it'll be things like such and such sallied forth down the centre and many orcs were slain, and that's it. And then it'll go back to describing a glen. Helm's Deep is much more compelling in the film. Yeah, absolutely. Well, because he has a habit, doesn't he, of and it's good from a narrative perspective, right? But he has a habit of like the action taking place elsewhere whilst you're following somebody else doing something. Like the Battle of the Five Armies, you don't ever see it because Bilbo's knocked unconscious for the duration of it. And in the book, he spends quite a lot of time in the Glittering Caves, as I recall. Describing them whilst the battle's going on, and it's kind of like, what happened? Oh yeah, such and such turned up and everything's all good again and everyone's okay. It's like, great. Christopher Harrington, thank you very much for the $4.99. That's very, very kind of you. Kaz, thank you very much for the 10. Love this channel. Thanks for helping me develop as a painter. Quick question, if I may, do you ever slap chop or stick with light primers? Sorry to interrupt the Lord of the Rings talk. Love it. I've slap chopped once. I did it with, no, not really. I did a Zenithal Prime with my Bellicor video actually. But I don't think it adds very much. So I don't normally slap chop, but I think, you know, I think there are people out there who do a really good job of it. I think for me, slap chopping is, you get a really effective result if you get a really good Zenithal Prime on it. And I don't like doing Zenithal priming with a rattle can, and I don't want to pull out the airbrush just to do a Zenithal Prime, because if I was to do a video for you guys where I Zenithal Prime something using an airbrush, I'm not using Grey Sear Primer, I'm using something else, and I never want a video to be like, hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we're painting Putrid Blight Kings. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by Zenithal priming with an airbrush using Vallejo Pallid Sand. Because then it's just like, oh, turn that off. Because if people don't have it. So we need another magnet there like that. Because that was something that I found incredibly frustrating when I was kind of dipping my toe back into Warhammer painting after a little brief time away after the advent of the internet. Is it worth putting a fourth one on there? Oh god. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Stop it, you two. Yeah, so I mean that's the point, right? So it's like, I don't want it to be a case of like, if he's watching, this weekend, if I move some money around, I will buy some Putrid Blight Kings and I will make a video for you. I promise. It is my oath. It's going very well, Peter. How are you? There we go. So now I just have to leave it all to dry for a few hours. Watch the triple feature on the Return of the King release. One of the best 12 hours of my life. Oh man, I've done it myself privately. Watched them all. It's just like the most perfect afternoon. And I like the extended editions, but I don't like them anywhere near as much as the theatrical cuts. Skippy, €1 from each cat I own, and a question for what they have for you. Meow, meow, meow. We want to see the Star Drake. Meow, meow, meow. Yes, we will. We'll get a Star Drake one. It will happen. I promise. Mr. Hipster, it's been too long. I am here, Jonathan De Silva. Magnet size. These ones are 3x2, I think. Or they're 3x3. Good evening, Flying. Any chance of getting a Balrog tutorial? A demon of the ancient world? That foe is beyond any of you. You know I won't be able to help myself. I'll be like... I'll be like... Hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here. Coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial. And today we are painting a Balrog. A demon of the ancient world. This foe is beyond any of you. Prime! With Wraithbone. I mean, I have a Balrog that needs painted. Don't you threaten me with a good time. I think I've got a Balrog. I've got a metal one. From the days of yore. Crisis, Josh, are you playing the doubles on Monday? Would it be okay to drop by and say hi? Of course it would. Yes, I'll be playing at the doubles on Monday. I've just dropped my milliput on the ground. 1 second. Gotcha. Can you teach us to do Stormcast conversions? No. No, I can't. I don't know how. Paint, you fools! Blow abs for the Rot Spawn Fund. Thank you very much, Adam. Say some more in Ian McKellen's Gandalf voice. What would you like me to say? I do a passable impression at best. Broadsword. Baby. I once absolutely I frightened the life out of my younger brother once because he was sat in the living room. He was playing PlayStation, and I'd come home late, and he hadn't heard me, and it was just the two of us in the house, and he was sat there playing away, and I just walked in. I went for a proper Bilbo Baggins. He absolutely shit himself. It was fantastic. Maybe we'll catch Henry Cavill in the event. If he's there, it's not going to be hard to see him. Because there's people and then there's Henry Cavill. That's the thing. I've met a few like famous people in my time. Humble brag. There's some people are just kind of just there in the crowd, but then you have other people like. So I never met him, but I saw him. He walked past because he was doing because I was working at Sky. Anthony Joshua is an absolute. There's just a magnetic presence around him. And he's also massive, and same thing for Henry Cavill. If they're there, you just can't ignore them. That's the thing. You just see them. Fool of a took. Throw yourself in next time and rid us of your stupidity. Plops of Corn. It's an absolutely fantastic name. You will get a picture/video of my cats watching your Star Drake tutorial, I promise. Look to my coming. At first light on the 5th day. At dawn, look to the east. Oh. Every time. Every time it gets me. Just the way that music hits. I think like if I'm feeling pretty emotional, like so if I'd watched The Two Towers last week on Wednesday, the moment the sun rises over the top of Gandalf as he rides down the thing, and the sun crests the hill, and it spills into the valley. When I'm feeling vulnerable, it's just tears from me every time. I can't hold it back, and I choose not to. So yeah, if on the right day, I'm done. That's me. It's the same for when Theoden gives his speech at the Pelennor, and then right at the end, of course, do not weep, for not all tears are an evil. I will not say do not weep, for not all tears are an evil. Yeah, those films are so important to me, for me, and for where I am in this day and age. And I would love to just sit and paint Lord of the Rings miniatures every week. It's just unfortunately, it's not 2005. When it was the most popular it had ever been as Warhammer, but I will try and as I said, it's just a case of time and money. But I need to get hold of the other two battle hosts because I've done the other two, and I need to get them up to snuff. Need to get them done. Yeah, you bow to no one. Oh, Chewie, Picard season 3. Alice will testify to this. If anyone asks her at Warhammer Fest, she will say that this happened. I buried my face and I would not let her look at me. I was in too much. Like, see, episode 9, but also just episode 10. It did things. The year the Fighting Uruk-hai were released, GW sold more of those kits than they did Tactical Squads, which was unknown at that time. Yeah, exactly. And they're just such classic, lovely models. I want to make... I would love to have the time to just sit and make tons of Lord of the Rings content. Yes, John, please do show me your Lord of the Rings tattoos, as long as they're not anywhere that will get us thrown out. No spoilers, Constantine. Absolutely not. I posted about it on my Instagram story, and Picard season 3 is for me masterpiece of television. And it's been really tough because I've been watching Picard season 3 and The Mandalorian season 3 at the same time, and it's just like I could be watching Picard instead. Oh, oh, I love Star Trek. For those of you who didn't see the story that I posted, when I was a young warthog, I'm sure you guys have similar stories like this, right? But you remember like certain things, right? And one of my most treasured memories that I have is when I must have been 7 or 8. Wasn't very old at all. Anyway, Star Trek First Contact was on telly, on ITV or something like that, and my dad had seen that it was on, and he knew that I was getting into Star Trek. I was enjoying Star Trek. I used to watch it when it was on telly. My friend Nick, who lived in the village over from me, he was really into Star Trek, and he'd shown me a bunch of stuff as well. I guess it would have been Voyager, would have been the one that we would have been watching on telly. But anyway, Voyager would have been the new episodes, and reruns of TNG would have been what we would have been watching. I think it was on the BBC, you know. It's like similar time to when Buffy the Vampire Slayer used to be on. Anyway, so First Contact was on telly, and it was going to run way past my bedtime, but my dad said, "It's just the two of us tonight. Let's just stay up and watch it." And that was like the first time I'd ever been allowed to stay up. And it's, the first time, you remember these things, the first time you're allowed to do things. I remember it's the first time I was allowed to stay up to watch a film, and it was watching First Contact with my dad. And I remember that film. I remember it shot for shot. I remember exactly where I was. Light bulb memory, right? Remember exactly where I was, exactly where my dad was sitting, and as we both just enjoyed it. And I was terrified of it, but loving it and excited, and it's such a special film for me. It's great. It's such a special film. I was terrified of the Borg. Absolutely terrified. And to this day, they still scare the hell out of me. It's just when they're used effectively, it's just absolutely incredible. I love it. Well, we've got everything magnetized. You must watch the new Mario movie. It's great. What I'm planning, Abdul, is I'm planning a double feature for myself: the new Mario movie and the new Puss in Boots movie, because they're supposed Puss in Boots 2, I think it is supposed to be incredible. So that'll be a day that I'll have when they're both out. Actually, that is a point. I need to look up Spider-Verse 2. When's that coming out? Because June 2nd. It's not far away now. I was 10 when TNG started on Sky, and it was repeated so much, and I watched every episode so many times. I honestly love it so much. So season 3 of Picard just was perfection. How is there not a Star Trek tabletop game? There probably is somewhere. I'm certain that there's board games with miniatures. I'm certain. But, yeah. I would like a Star Wars Armada style game, but with Star Trek ships. I want them to be big. I don't want Enterprise this side. I want Enterprise this size. Wolf 359. Ooh. You're threatening me again with a good time. Well, my models are all now ready. So, you will get the opportunity to see this guy and many more at Warhammer Fest. Well, you've seen them all on here, but you get to see them in person. But yeah, this is what I'm pinning my Golden Demon hopes on. If this one doesn't win a pin, I shall retire. By far my biggest and best model I've ever done, I think. But it is 10 PM, so it's time to end. But thank you so much. 21 new members. It's amazing. Thank you very much for all the gifted memberships and becoming a member if you did. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. And also thank you very much for the super chats and stickers. Your support means... How are you transporting them? I have a Kavissel IKEA and a tabletop tyrant bag I finally splashed out. So Adam won't be able to mock me relentlessly the entire weekend for having a very awkward, cumbersome pizza delivery bag and a hunk of metal. I actually bought a proper tabletop tyrant bag for the Kavissels. So it's all going in there. I'm not sure if it's all going to fit. We're going to find that out tomorrow when I stick it on. Because I've got to put Alice's army in there as well. But we've got two. So 2 Kavissels, 2 tabletop tyrant bags. We shall see. Hopefully it'll be all good. But, yes. Thank you so much for hanging out. You guys are awesome. And I will catch you at Warhammer Fest. Pizza Hut Josh was appearing, my own version of Meatball Ron. You can call me Meatball Josh in a minute. But yeah, we're going to finish up there. So, I might still bring the pizza delivery bag. Just for fun. I'll put some other stuff in it. But yes, thank you so much. We will be back next week for another stream. I'll give you the you'll have already seen a pile of videos over the weekend about Warhammer Fest, but I'll give you some final bits on the Wednesday stream, I suspect. And we'll actually do some painting as well. And I won't have just been to the dentist, so my jaw won't hurt next time. But thank you so much. You guys are generous and lovely and awesome, and I love you very much. And I will see you all very, very soon in the next one. Peace out, you lovely folks. Have a good one, and happy wargaming, one and all.